Salut! O mică prezentare la ce se întâmplă aici la ora actuală. Este full.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I want to start with a quick survey in the room today. I'm going to ask you to raise your hands. Tell me who here in this room knows exactly what blockchain is and why it's so important. I'm going to ask you to raise your hand if you're an expert in the room, you know exactly what blockchain is and why it's important. Well, I can see a few people with camera phones out, not a lot of experts. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why today's event is so important. Good afternoon and welcome to the Blockchain Innovation Summit, proudly presented by ICB and powered by The Luxury. I am Katie Jensen and I'm so excited to be your host this afternoon. Well, as we just saw with our quick little survey there, most of us have heard about the word blockchain. Most of us are aware about the buzz that it's created. But let's be honest, most of us here, not only in the room, I think around the world today, don't really understand what blockchain is and why it matters. Well, put simply, blockchain is a new way of storing and recording information. Now, why does that matter? Well, because as each year goes on, more and more of our world and our daily lives has moved online. We shop online. We do our banking online. Every single day we're using a countless number of apps, not just the ones to help us get a good selfie with a good filter, but apps to send information and make our lives that much better. Now, blockchain has the ability to be able to record and document all of this information securely and safely. Blockchain has the potential to revolutionize every industry as we know it today. Blockchain is the invisible technology underlying everything that we're doing online today. And we've seen a number of big tech giants, names like Amazon, like Facebook, even Walmart, using blockchain already. And they're using blockchain to do things like send shipments more effectively, be able to track them, and be able to store our data more efficiently. But blockchain is not only useful for those big companies, it has the potential to change every industry as we know it today. Now, it has the potential to change things like how we buy a house, how we access medical care, how we track diamonds. Sadly, not something I get to do a lot in my everyday life, if I'm honest. It has the potential to be able to improve food security, change how we purchase artwork, how we share music, and a whole lot more. Now, the really interesting thing about blockchain is that it's virtually impenetrable. It's virtually impossible to be able to hack it. It's safe, it's decentralized, and this afternoon we're going to be telling you why it matters. Because blockchain has the ability to answer that question that we've all been asking ourselves since the introduction of the internet. How can we be sure that what we have online is safe and secure? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have an incredible afternoon in store for you. Over the next few hours, we're going to be hearing from a number of speakers, each considered world leaders in their field, to collectively think, discuss, and debate just what blockchain is, why it matters, and how it's going to change the way you live, work, and play, not just today and tomorrow, but in the years to come. We've got some of the brightest minds in the business with us here this afternoon. And the great thing about today is it's not only just a chance to learn, to innovate and create, we're also going to be hearing from a number of content creators. We've got some fantastic networking opportunities as well. I know there's a number of investors, entrepreneurs looking for their next billion-dollar idea here as well. We have a beautiful dinner in store for you this evening here at the Palazzo Versace in Dubai. And there's a lot of excitement already about the incredible after party that we have in store for you that is set to take place at the newly opened The Float on the QE2. That is Queen Elizabeth's boat. So we are very excited to join you this afternoon, and we really appreciate all of you taking time out of your busy schedules to come and join us today. Now, as I said, we are going to be hearing from a number of incredible speakers this afternoon. We are going to be having time for Q&A with most of our speakers this afternoon, so I really would encourage you, if you do have some questions, please do speak up at the end of the session. We're going to have a number of microphones on the floor. It really is an incredible opportunity to be able to do business, learn, innovate, and grow. Well, our first speaker who is joining us via Zoom today is Fred Chesnays. Now, he is the current CEO of Atari, which he bought from bankruptcy close to a decade ago in 2013. Now, he graduated from the French Institute of Political Science, holding degrees in finance and law. Now, today he's going to be presenting a speech focused on the entire Atari blockchain system, aiming to challenge the gaming industry as well as the process and the importance of implementing blockchain-based gaming coins as a means of worldwide payments in the sector. Please welcome, joining us via Zoom, is Fred Chesnays. Well, as you might have guessed, we are having a little bit of a delay connecting. We are going to be joined by Fred a little bit later, but I want to just make sure you're all on toes today. Well, we have an incredible speaker going to be meeting with us today. We're very excited about it. Instead, Daniel Mihai is an incredible blockchain and crypto educator, entrepreneur, content creator, and finally, he is the CEO of BitMarket. Now, joining us all the way from Romania today, he is a specialist in the century around blockchain payment platforms in order to be able to facilitate faster and more secure payments. He's going to be telling us just what the BitMarket is all about. Please welcome Daniel Mihai.
Hello, hello. Hello everybody, welcome. Thank you for coming for this wonderful event. Special please for ICICB, for Atari, for all the great partners, the luxury brand, Los Angeles, and all the people who made this event possible. So, my name is Daniel. In Romania, most of the people interested in cryptocurrency, they know me because I do like education and education for the people who start in the early stage. And now it was the time for me to go in another stage, in another level, in the level of development of utility for the crypto projects. So, as I was introduced, I am the CEO and founder of BitMarket. BitMarket, it is the marketplace where the people will have unlimited use case for crypto. And I will start to give some examples. For example, you want to sell a house and you want to sell it for crypto. Now, we don't have so many platforms in the world. You want to go to buy a TV, you want to go to buy something with crypto. Because most of the people, they buy crypto, they hold the crypto, and they hope they will make money. But for me, the people are missing the point of the cryptocurrency. First, you can make much more faster payments with crypto. There is problems with trust and with middlemen, like the banking system. And a lot of people, they think if they hold the crypto, they are outside of the system. But it is not the case. So, my goal with this project, it is to bring as much use case as I can. One of the other use cases in the platform, we will integrate banking account, Euro account in the first, for people who will have an account. We will have a strong partnership with the company that will do the KYC and anti-money laundering with our platform, because we want to make sure that all our users are secure. Because there is a lot of fraud and a lot of people are using money when they use crypto.
You can stay now, but later.
We also look into the gaming sector, NFT sector. We are going to get a license for gambling. We will have like a casino. Also, we will have like Romanian and Moldavian games that people know and they used to play when they was like small, grow up. Other things that we will have in this project, it is a crypto village. We are planning to build in Romania a resort with 40, 50 bungalows where people will have a holiday, they will be able to spend crypto, but also they will be able to meet other people, to do networking. I am open and I will try to help also the small projects. For example, today I received a message from a person. He told me that he has a small flower shop in Romania. And he asked me if his business is able to receive payments in crypto for the flowers. And I told him, yes. We will be able to integrate almost any kind of service that require payments. Because what we will do to make the transition to the real financial world, we will do the settlement. For example, you have a concert. You want to sell tickets, but by default, the legislation, it will not allow you very easily to accept crypto. So in fact, what I will do, one of my companies from the project will receive the crypto, will do the settlement, and will give the cash back to the company. Another part that BitMarket will do, it is the educational side. We will try to be very easy to use platform. We will try to explain people like step by step how to use. Because in my channel, how I started YouTube, I was helping people to use websites like Binance, like Kraken. I was explaining people what it is blockchain, what it is Bitcoin, what it is Ethereum, how they can make payments, how they convert the money. Also now, for example, in our country, for a lot of people there is a big problem to bring the money back from the crypto. Now we have a hype. The Bitcoin is very high value. A lot of people, they expect that Bitcoin will go over 100K this year. I think also the people here in the room are expecting the same thing. I mean the ones who have investment in crypto. And when they will cash out the money, they will have a big issue. Because all the banks in my country, in Romania, I know cases that people have the accounts blocked, they have the accounts deleted, and most of them, they don't understand why. For that, the BitMarket, we have provided one line of juridical assistance. And also, that is the point that we create the IBAN integration. We are going to work with two banks in Europe. One it is from Slovenia, one it is from Lithuania. Basically, they will give us the infrastructure. It will not be owned by BitMarket because we don't have a license and it is no point to apply to get a license. And people will be able to use banking service in one application. That how will help the people? It will help people to bring back the money from Kraken, from Binance, from Coinbase, from big exchanges. They will have the account in their name in Europe, and then they will be able to send back to Romania, or they will be able to make payments. Because we are living in a global age. You know, a lot of people, they are starting to discover the technology, the blockchain, the fact that you are free to move money around. When you have now, for example, 1 million, and you go to the bank, it is a big issue. With the crypto, it is not. With crypto, you can move billions in seconds. We know about transactions that have been done in seconds. And I know transactions that it was in value over 10 million, 15 million, and the people paid very small amounts. So, me as a guy who creates things, I try to solve problems. It is not about a coin, it's not about my coin, which is a utility coin. It's not about that. My target, it is to create a marketplace. It is to help other people to integrate with my business. I will be open to all companies. We will accept small business, big business, large businesses to work with us. The point it is to help people. And I would like to invite also here on the stage a friend of mine. It is very famous here in Dubai. He goes to a lot of events and he speaks about blockchain, technology, Bitcoin. Is Florian Grumesh. He's in the stage. He was here to almost all the events. And we will have a talk about the use case of technology. Please welcome my friend Florian Grumesh. well from Romania, but also from other countries. Let's go to the middle of the stage. So, what I want from you today is to tell to these nice people about your vision, about the utility of crypto, how we can use this more in our real life, not only for gambling, because most of the people, they gamble. They buy something, they will go out, and that's it. How we can make this more useful?
Yeah, hello, first of all. Thanks for having me. Well, how can we make this more useful? I think it is especially useful as an inflation hedge. I think it's the most important thing when we talk about crypto and especially Bitcoin, of course. As you all know, central banks all over the world printing money like crazy out of thin air, unbacked. It used to be that the money was backed by gold. This is 50 years ago that they stopped backing the dollar, also the Deutschmark, the euro, all the currencies on the planet are not backed by anything anymore than just your faith, your trust, and the force of the state. And you see this on a daily basis. Prices are exploding. Oil prices, gasoline, food, consumer prices, everything goes through the roof. And you, the people, you work hard for your money. And the governments and the central bankers devaluating the money. And in the last financial crisis, so this is now 13 years ago, Satoshi came up with this concept of Bitcoin. And the idea is clearly to help you guys, to help save your hard-earned money in something that cannot be easily devalued. And if you look at the price appreciation over the last 10 years, I mean, Bitcoin has done phenomenally well. It started with a few cents back in 2009, and now today we're trading around $58,000, $59,000. And you can definitely make the argument that this has been the best inflationary hedge that you could have bought over the last 10 years. Many other coins like Ethereum and others have done also very, very well. And the only thing that you should have done, actually just hold them, hodl them. That's how it's called in the crypto scene. So that's the first and most important use case. Of course, and Daniel just mentioned it, sending money quickly from one place to another costs you maybe a few cents, in the worst case maybe a few dollars, depending which blockchain, depending which coin you're using. I think cryptos overall is really money for the people. And the beauty that started with the invention of Bitcoin is that we have a free market for free different types of money. Bitcoin has been the largest one, the most successful, but there's a real competition going on. Lots of smart entrepreneurs, creative people, coders, developers, working on something new, and they are all in competition with each other. So I'm not here to tell you that it will be Bitcoin in 10 years, I don't know, but I can tell you that the whole sector is very exciting, not only because of the price appreciation and the speculative gains you can make, but I think it will also catapult mankind in a better future, in a future where we can make business with each other without any central banker or government interfering, telling us what to do or what not to do. They will not be able to devaluate the currencies like they're doing it right now. And overall, if you look back at the history of mankind, and I think especially the people who have maybe a history growing up in Eastern Europe know exactly what it means if we're not living in a free society. We need a free market. The free market has always brought the best for all of us. It always has created freedom and peace, and it always has created wealth for the vast majority of people. The vast majority of people. Everything else is simply a lie in our history. So this is the idea of Bitcoin, freedom. And Bitcoin has created this kind of like trust layer, this trust foundation, where all these other coins are now building upon and growing. And it's a huge ecosystem already, but still, I would guess 1 to 5% of the worldwide population is involved until now. So there is still huge potential for further growth. And again, I mean, it's all about freedom in my opinion. When I heard about Bitcoin for the first time, I was immediately hooked and enthusiastic about it. This is now nearly 10 years ago. And of course, back then I had no clue that it would evolve in something like where we are today, especially from a price perspective. But then again, it was very easy. The first step is always to get your hands on it. So I can see here a lot of people who make it way too complicated. They're talking about, should I put all my money into it? Should I put 100K, a million? Should I put 10% in crypto? No, you start by taking 50 bucks and just do the first little step. That's how I started back then in 2013, early 2013. And once you see, okay, it works, I did a little transfer from one wallet to another, you get more confident, you repeat the same process a few times until you get a better understanding of what you're actually doing. And then you can start putting more and more money into it. And of course, the further the trend goes up, the easier it then will become once you have more confidence. So we see a lot of new coins coming to the market. Of course, I have to tell you, many of these coins at some point will either go to zero, disappear, the projects will maybe go bankrupt, the managers maybe throw all the money into the window, whatever. Lots of weird things going on. Yes, in the crypto sector there is also lots of scary people. But if you stick to the good coins or the big projects and you really follow them, you will do well over time. And especially always as the base layer, it has to be Bitcoin in your wealth allocation, I would say. Again, don't make it too complicated, just get your hands on it. The first little step is always the beginning, and you have to do something anyway, because you cannot leave your money in the bank anymore. It will devaluate rather very quickly actually. If you look at the balance sheets of the large central banks like the Federal Reserve of America or the European Central Bank, you can see that the balance sheets are becoming more and more exponential because they're printing so much money every week out of thin air. So in Europe, for example, Madame Lagarde, just last week, she created more than 30 billion euros out of thin air, not backed by anything. Now think about how hard you've been working for your money, how hard you maybe work for your paycheck every month, or how hard you've been building the wealth that you have now. And those bankers, those central bankers, those governments, they don't care about your hard work and your hard-earned money. And you need to take responsibility for this. And Bitcoin gives you that opportunity, that freedom, and it gives you the control about your money. So another important point I have to make right here is, of course, you don't let all your money sit in one of those exchanges, please. Always make sure that you have a decent part of your crypto in your own little ledger or in a cold wallet in a safe store, because these exchanges have the tendency to either get hacked, do some weird things, go bankrupt, or speculate against you. So make sure that you have a part of your cryptos in a safe ledger. It's called a cold wallet, where nobody can touch it. And from there you can make transactions. And also a small part you can carry with you on your cell phone. If you have heard about the Lightning Network, which is a layer upon the Bitcoin blockchain, you can make transactions super fast, super cheap, from one cell phone to another within a few seconds. And it will cost you maybe a cent. This is also something I strongly recommend you to try it out. Just take a few bucks, maybe 10, 20, $50, try it out. You will be amazed actually how fast it is working. And once you realize there's no bank involved, there's no government involved anymore, it's just you and the other person, you two doing business. I think it's a wonderful thing. Again, my reference to the history of mankind, it's been always this need to control other people. And the money has always been the driving force behind it. And because of that, we have seen so many world wars, people being killed just for money, and so many states have been suppressed. And Bitcoin is freedom. Once again, it is freedom, and it will give you the opportunity to manage your own money, to store your wealth, because that's maybe also something important. If you remember, like 50 years ago, it was enough. One salary could feed a whole family because it was enough. Nowadays, it's not enough anymore. Everything has become so expensive that both parents have to work. You never make meet at the end of the month because prices are constantly rising. And it used to be different when gold was backing the currency. Nowadays, it's not like this anymore. So Bitcoin gives you that opportunity, that chance to preserve your wealth. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else Daniel wants me to talk about today. It's rather spontaneous, but maybe we can also talk a little bit more about real use cases, or you have some other questions?
Yeah. So the plan is we will organize like a panel. It will be like 15 minutes. Some from Romania we will come. So we will talk generally about adoption. So I will invite the nice lady to present what is next.
Thank you very much, Josh. Thank you very much for your insights there. I have to say, I thought it was really interesting what you were saying about the fact that, when we're looking at moving into blockchain, it's not about investing $1,000, $100,000, even $1 million. Start with $50, make it work, see how safe, see how effective it is. So we decided to move our program around a little bit this afternoon, and as we just heard, we're going to have a panel discussion to take place with some incredible investors, entrepreneurs, and business owners. And they're going to be speaking from their own advice to help you understand what blockchain is and how you can use it in your everyday life, whether it's work or play. So I'm very pleased that Josh is able to stay with us as well. And I'd also like to invite back to the stage Mihai Daniel, as we just heard from a little bit earlier. He's also going to be joined by Mehmet Alexandru and Vasila Dimash. Going to be speaking all about crypto adoption and how to make it work for you. Please make them welcome.
Check, yes, good. Hello everybody, my name is Mihai, and right now we will do a panel where we will talk about blockchain adoption. Probably most of you don't understand what exactly blockchain is, so basically we will talk about it, and you will probably after this discussion understand it exactly, and you will probably understand what kind of technology this is. I have next to me two guys who are really invested in this technology and they really understand how it works and the potential that it has. So, Daniel.
Yes. So, how we make adoption possible for crypto? I will ask this first to my friend Florian. How we make adoption possible?
Well, first of all, it's important that more and more people get their hands on it and simply use it for day-to-day transactions. So they can be buying something in the internet and you pay it maybe with Bitcoin and the Lightning Network, or use Ethereum. Unfortunately, gas prices are rather high for Ethereum, but still there's many other coins that you could use. You already see adoption in the DeFi sector, the decentralized finance, where you basically just use an app and there's no bank involved anymore, but you can basically exchange one coin for another, decentralized in the cloud, and you can use all these coins also for payment. You can pay also the commissions that you might use need on those exchanges. And we see more and more projects coming to the market where they have basically a token or a coin involved, and you can use it on their platform for their services. And I think we just need to give more time, and we will see in a few years much more adoption. For the daily business, pay-to-pay, I would say the Lightning Network will take over. Slowly but surely it's coming. It's stronger than any other of the the networks I've seen.
Fascinating. The question for you, have you used crypto to make any payment?
Thank you, Daniel. Yes, I did. Most likely I have used it because it's very important for me to really understand what's stopping people from adopting the technology. And the first question that I asked was, is this a good technology or not? I'm a big believer in the fact that technology is going to change the way that we do payments today. Solve a lot of issues, so blockchain definitely has the potential to do it. The issues here, which I encountered while trying to use a cryptocurrency to pay for anything, was that most likely there are few merchants who have the capabilities to accept crypto. And I think, in my view, this is the most important thing right now. This is the first bottleneck in crypto adoption. The fact that the merchants, the people who are selling goods and services are not accepting this as a payment method. And before
It is really everybody using it, but we are already on the verge of mainstream adoption. More and more people talking about it. I mentioned before, right now, maybe 1 to 5% of the population on this planet have used or using Bitcoin and crypto. And usually these adoption curves at some point accelerate and become also exponential. So I think it's probably another 5 years.
Any other thoughts from any of our other speakers?
Yeah, I think I still have the same issue in mind. And also I'm biased because we're trying to solve that issue. I think that the adoption will be very dependent on the availability of acceptance. So basically, if you go and want to buy a pair of shoes, paying with crypto should be something which is on the checkout page of your store. And until that happens, I think we're going to have some drawbacks in here. I think that 5 years is something that could be of interest, but this is a very dynamic space. It's very hard to really look forward and see how things will evolve in the next coming years on this. There's a lot of people who are working on acceptance, us being one of the company involved in it. But most likely things will vary a lot in the next coming years. I'm very excited to see where this is going.
Okay, I will give you my opinion. Adoption is a very complex work. If you think about Bitcoin and the whole planet will use Bitcoin to make payments, I don't think it is the case. Because, countries like China, Russia, Japan, and others are planning to build a stablecoin Bitcoin. And they will get access to the market via regulation. It will be much easier for them. Also, if we look to Ethereum and we look to the utility, the adoption is here. I mean, most of the projects that are in the crypto space right now are using Ethereum. So adoption it is here. We don't need to wait 5 years. But if you think about people using 200,000 kind of coins in day-to-day life, that is a low possibility. People will not use like 20, 30 kind of coins to buy bread or to pay for television, for gas. So we have to define what it is store of value, what it is utility, what it is security. Because in my opinion, like 99% of the coins in the market are securities. People use them, I mean the companies, as an investment channel
Bine,
to
Dani.
make money,
Bine ai
not
zis.
as a payment system. And also there is an issue with the education. People have to understand what are the tokens, what is blockchain, how we use this, how we use that. So education, maybe it will take a long time. But adoption, like I said before, if we look to Ethereum, adoption is here. If we look to Solana, adoption is here. If we look to other projects, Harmony and Polygon, the adoption is here. People are using, but most of the people, they think, when we will use Polygon in grocery? Maybe never. But maybe you will use Polygon in the DeFi sector, in the gaming, in the NFTs, like all the time. So it is a question of perspective.
Nici mă pot.
This is my view. Nathan?
Yes. I believe that first of all, our job as people invested in crypto and as our job as influencers to make people understand what exactly the blockchain is. And this is why we are here. In order to make adoption all around the globe, we first need to help people understand the concept, the phenomenon, how things work, how everything is working. So basically, first of all, we need to invest in our education of our
O să iei de acolo?
families, education of our
Sticla de
friends,
apă.
education of our
Mulțumesc.
relatives, in order to understand exactly how this technology works and how this technology can help them. Because if this is not happening, the adoption will come rather later than sooner. So this is my thought.
Guys, thank you very much for your thoughts, for being here. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
We will have a short break and we see each other in very short term. Thank you for watching us.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being able to share your ideas, and that's very appreciate your time. Well, as we mentioned, we're going to be taking a break for around an hour. We very much encourage all of you to network. As I said today, we've got not only incredible content creators, educators, innovators, we've got some fantastic entrepreneurs and investors as well. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you back here